Good morning, guys. I know it seems like all I ever do is squat on this channel, and sometimes that's what it seems like to me as well, since I am squatting 3 times a week, which is crazy to think about when I used to not squat at all. So I'm gonna give you a few quick tips to make squats suck less, because I think one of the reasons people avoid them, even though they want to throw them in the workout routine, is just because they're uncomfortable at first. So my biggest tip is going to be just gain the mobility that's going to allow you to get in the squat position at any time. You should be able to wake up and at least do a body weight squat. The reason I used to hate it is because it would take me at least like 30 minutes to be loose enough just to get in a squat position. So once you can break past that plateau, squats will become a lot more enjoyable. So I know this is kind of generic advice at this point because it's been said a lot, but really I think the best thing to do is just squat more. Increase your squat frequency. I personally did not like squatting until I started squatting twice a week on Wayne Norton's FAT program. When you squat once a week, it just doesn't give you enough time to get comfortable with the movement. And then you have the DOM syndrome for like 3 days where you're just extremely sore. And really, if you're that sore after every squat session, I don't think you're doing something right. You probably should only be that extremely sore on max effort sets or days that you're really pushing it hard. But for the majority of workouts, you should be able to go into another squat session in the next 48 hours. And the last thing is just get comfortable with being uncomfortable, especially during the beginning. They're going to suck. They're not going to feel good, but if you just stick with it, it will pay dividends in the end. And I'm not saying you have to squat to make gains or build muscle. But regardless of what your goals are, I think you can use some squat variation at least to help you reach them.
You'll win somehow, so give up on the battle, baby. It's hard, I know.
You guys know how I'm always eating potatoes on the channel, but I know that eating the same foods over and over gets bland and boring after a while. So I was thinking about doing a segment called like Pimp Your Potatoes, just to show you guys different things to do with them because they're so versatile. You can really make anything out of them that you want. So tonight I'm gonna do like a honey glazed potato with a little bit of butter. These things are delicious. Now moving on with this question and answer segment that I have going on. If you guys have any other questions, leave them below. This comes from, it's spelled Lean. I almost wanna say Leanne, but she asks, what are 3 things that are on my bucket list? And you guys know, I'm a very simple person. There's nothing very adventurous or outlandish that I really want to accomplish. More just very high level things and very generic things. So number 1, I want to change the world. Nothing huge, not like Steve Jobs, but I want to do something that's going to leave a forever impact on something or someone. I think that'd be pretty cool. And other things, just travel, get married, have kids, live a good life, be rich. I haven't really nailed down like one thing, oh, I want to do this before I die. I just want to live good.
I've met a million people, been a million places, shook a million hands, seen a million faces, had a million lows and a million more highs. No, I haven't made a million, but I've touched a million lives. Met a million people, been a million places.
Stop, don't fast forward the video. This is literally going to take 1 minute. It will be painless, I promise. Just a few quick tips for deadlifts. Now, obviously, I am far from an expert, but a few things that have been helping me lately. The first is really focusing on speed off of the ground. Now, if you're like me, a lot of times when the weight is lighter, you don't really give it your entire effort because you don't need it. But the problem with that is that when you do get to your max effort sets, sometimes you really just can't call on it because you haven't been practicing it enough. So I guess I hate to say it like this, but half-assing the lighter weights. So really focusing on that throughout my sets have helped me. So when I go down for the pull, I'm making sure that I take the slack out of the bar and stay tight throughout the entire movement. One of the mental cues I'm using is stay tight, stay right. And what that means to me is just stay safe throughout a deadlift. Obviously, it's a little bit riskier of a movement, and I want to make sure that I'm able to keep deadlifting week after week, and I don't want to go through any setbacks. So that's it for this portion. Enjoy the rest of the video, guys.
Now let me turn the table.
Good morning, everybody. Hopefully you're all having a wonderful day. This is probably one of my favorite things to do ever, and I'm a very simple person. I kind of like to do the same things. I like to go to the same restaurants with the same people, eat the same foods, follow a schedule. I'm not very complicated. I try to simplify my life as much as possible. One of the things that I love more than anything in this entire world is just waking up, not having anything I have to rush and go do, and just sitting here on the computer doing whatever I need to do and drinking coffee. If I could just do that every single day, I think my life would be even better than it is now, which would be kind of difficult because I've got a pretty good life. But there's something about it. And when I was in college, I was like, okay, I need to start drinking coffee because that's what all business professionals do, right? And that's what my mom did, and I wanted to be exactly like her. I took my first sip of coffee, I was like, what in the hell is this stuff? I thought it was awful. And now it's just like water, I guess. It's just something that I truly enjoy. It's not even about the caffeine anymore, because after you drink coffee for such a long time, you're not gonna get, you know, that burst of energy that you might have when you first started. Now it's just like, it's a comforting feeling. So I'm gonna just kind of relax for maybe 10 minutes. And like I said, I wish I could take this time out of my day every day, but I just don't see that happening. So when I can, I definitely enjoy it. One of the things that's been helping my bench lately is thinking about using my entire body when I'm pressing, not just my shoulders and my chest, but also my legs and my lats. So if I can really hit that mental cue and engage every muscle group, I've noticed that my presses feel a lot smoother, and I'm thinking that's gonna have a lot of translation once I start getting into 1 rep maxes. Do you ever finish up with a workout and you're just like, I just wanna lay here for a second or 6 hours? Let's go do something with the day.
Cause I'm not too far from breaking down.
And take care of all of your Apple needs.
All I've got are screams inside.
Yep.
But at this point, you know, after 7 years, things get to be so unpredictable.
Well, it looks like I finally might be buying a new Mac, which really sucks. I just purchased this lens that you're watching right now, and that was very expensive. So to spend another $1,500 on a computer, I mean, I guess it's time. This thing is from 2008, but I love it, and I have all my files on there. Dang it!
Hey bartender, fix me a drink. I got more thoughts on my mind than I can think.
I kind of feel like I'm taking my child in for surgery right now. I've had this computer since 2008. Right after I graduated high school, I went and bought this thing. And it's probably been the best investment that I've ever made. I mean, I think it cost me around $1,500, but to last me all these years, I just hope they can revive it.
Ran away. Put change in the meter, it still says I haven't paid. The guy.
Oh man, it is not looking good. This is a very manual escalator. Well, they're gonna keep it in there for surgery. Hopefully it comes out alive. If not, I just lost You know, I think that is going to be it for the day. We have had enough fun, and I gotta get ready for some plans tonight. So I will check back in with you guys tomorrow. Wish me luck. Hopefully they can resurrect the good old MacBook, the crackbook. I love that guy. So apparently there's a shortage on gas nowadays. I don't think I've ever seen a gas station as crowded as the Kroger one, but this place is more hopping than a nightclub on a Friday night. And this guy, look at him. He is filling up his Land Rover too. The amount of strategy and effort the people behind me took to all get in one line so they can all use their 20 cents off or whatever it is for gas was just outrageous. I almost just gave them the $5 or whatever they would say and be like, dude, it ain't that serious. So I got some upsetting news today, guys. I don't think he's gonna make it. It's very upsetting. I don't want to talk about it. We're gonna move on into something a little bit happier. My friend Riley DeVoe, who hopefully that name rings a bell. I just did that 1,000 calorie challenge response to him earlier in the week. He sent me out this t-shirt, and I don't know if you guys can really see it, but it is freaking awesome. I was expecting him to send me, you know, some crappy little YouTube t-shirt, but this thing is legit. And that's not all, because I know you guys don't really care about the t-shirt, but I did this video probably a few weeks ago, and I was talking about Dunkaroos and how I wish they still had them. And apparently, they do still have them, but just not in the United States. But he lives in, not Alaska, just kidding, buddy, Canada, and look what we got right here. I freaked when I saw these Dunkaroos. So, you know that those are gonna have to go on my body. Maybe not right now, but maybe before bed. So excited about that. The other thing we gotta do, we gotta pimp our potatoes a little bit more. So that is the plan for the night. And really this is gonna be more of like a poverty style potato, because when I get home from work sometimes I don't feel like boiling water and doing a bunch of prep work. So all I did was throw the potatoes in the microwave, put them in the blender, mash them up, add a little bit of butter and milk. And then to this we just added some baked beans, and I had some pre-made sausage patties which I just threw in the microwave. Same thing with the corn, just had to heat it up, throw it all in the bowl, added a little bit of gravy. And now you're kind of stuck with something like this, which is delicious. I almost compare this to like one of those KFC bowls. I wish I could try it for you right now, but it is way too hot. Am I too close for comfort right now? Hopefully, because I feel very awkward doing this. But since I don't have one of those fancy cameras that focuses itself, look at that. And not only is it delicious, but it's got a great breakdown of macronutrients. You got your protein, you got your carbs, you got your fat, you got a good amount of fiber in here, and it took under 5 minutes. Best of both worlds.
But I really want to do this with a focus.
I've honestly not had Dunkaroos in at least 10 years, so that was pretty awesome. Now, the last tip of the video, how to make the best bowl of oatmeal you've ever had in your life. Number 1, volume. Number 2, peanut butter cup protein powder. By the way, you get 30% off at pescience.com if you use Travis. And the final thing are some Reese's peanut butter cups, or Reese's. I don't know how you guys want me to say it. Every time I say it, you say I say it wrong, but that will give you the best bowl of oatmeal you've ever had in your entire life. Even though it's actually just coming out of the microwave. You love how I can do those camera tricks?